Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing great. I am Neha Rajvanshi and I welcome you all in today's class, that is English class of class 9th. So students, in today's video we will start reading with our next chapter from the book Moments. This is chapter number 3 and the name of the chapter is Iswaran the Storyteller, and this chapter is written by Mr. R.K. Lakshman, who is a very famous writer, very famous story writer from India. So the name of the chapter is Iswaran the Storyteller. So Iswaran is a name of a person and he is regarded as a storyteller because he used to tell so many stories and he was very much perfect in this art of narrating the stories. So we will know about this person Iswaran, about his way of narrating the stories and his stories in this chapter. So now let's start the chapter. First of all, before you read, so before starting the chapter, let's get some idea. One night Mahendra woke up from his sleep and saw a dark cloudy form. So one character from this chapter is Mahendra. So one night this person Mahendra, he woke up from his sleep suddenly and then he saw a dark cloudy form. He broke out into a cold sweat. So he was so much frightened, he was so much horrified when he saw that dark color cloudy form that he started to have a cold sweat. Why he was so horrified? And the next question is that was it a ghost? So the question is that that cloudy dark figure that Mahendra saw at night, so was that figure a ghost? So this was the question that we are having and we will get the answer in the story. So now let's continue our story. The story was narrated to Ganesh by a young man Mahendra by name. So this story, it was narrated to Ganesh. Again, he is the another character from the story. So this story was narrated to Ganesh by a young man and the name of that young man was Mahendra. So this story, Mahendra told this story to Ganesh. He was a junior supervisor in a firm which offered on hire supervisors at various types of construction sites like factories, bridges, dams and so on. So now let's read more about this person Mahendra. So Mahendra, he was a junior supervisor in a firm. So he used to work with a firm and by work profile he was a junior supervisor in that firm, and that firm used to offer on hire supervisors at various types of construction sites like factories, bridges, dams and so on. It means whenever there is some construction going on, so for that construction sites this firm used to provide supervisors, right? And Mahendra, he was a junior supervisor and he was working with that firm. So he used to work on all the construction sites, whether there is factories, bridges, dams or any other construction was going on. So Mahendra, he used to work on that construction sites as a junior supervisor. Mahendra's job was to keep an eye on the activities at the work site. Now was what his work was, what Mahendra was supposed to do. So his job was to keep an eye on the activities on the work site. So work site means जो construction site होती थी जहाँ पे construction चल रहा होता था. So Mahendra, he was the junior supervisor there. So his job, his task was to keep an eye on all the activities that were going on that construction site. He had to keep moving from place to place every now and then as ordered by his head office. Now because Mahendra's job, it demanded, and this is the reason that Mahendra, he had to keep moving from place to place every now and then. Every now and then means very frequently he used to travel from one place to another as ordered by his head office. Why? Because Mahendra का तो job profile था वो यही था, he was the junior supervisor in one of the firm and जहाँ कहीं भी कंस्ट्रक्शन होता था, so as ordered by his head office, so according to that order Mahendra, he had to move from one construction site to another construction site. So this was his work profile. From a coal mining area to a railway bridge construction site, from there after a few months to a chemical plant which was coming up somewhere. So in the chapter earlier we have read that wherever there was some construction was going on, so Mahendra, he had to look an an eye on that side, right? So now we are given with some different kinds of construction जहाँ जहाँ महेंद्र काम किया करता था. So sometime he was working to a coal mining area, and what coal mining area, in this picture you all can see this is a coal mining area. So sometimes Mahendra, he was working in such kind of coal mining area. Then after some time he was working to a railway bridge construction site, and then when he was working there for a few months, then next he was there to a chemical plant which was coming up somewhere. So in this picture you all can see this is a kind of chemical plant, right? So इस तरह के जो भी कंस्ट्रक्शन हुआ करते थे, जहाँ कहीं भी कंस्ट्रक्शन होता था, so महेंद्र जो था he was a junior supervisor and he used to keep an eye on all the activities that were going on all these construction site. Okay, so he used to travel a lot, he used to move from one place to another very frequently. He was a bachelor. Now let's read more about this person, Mahendra. So he was a bachelor. Bachelor means unmarried person. So Mahendra, he was an unmarried person. His needs were simple and he was able to adjust himself to all kinds of odd conditions, whether it was an ill-equipped circuit house or a makeshift canvas stand in the middle of a stone quarry. Now the writer is saying that Mahendra, he was an unmarried person. He was not having family, he was not having wife or children, so his needs were very simple, right? उसके needs कोई बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं थी. He was not at all a demanding person. His needs were very much simple, and at the same time he was very flexible person. He was very adjustable person, and he was able to adjust himself to all kinds of odd conditions. So what odd conditions means? It means conditions that were not suitable, right? So Mahendra by nature he was very much flexible. He was very much adjustable. So he used to adjust in all the different or we can say difficult situations or conditions that were not at all favorable or suitable for him. Now writer is giving some of the example of odd conditions. So whether it was an ill-equipped circuit house. So what circuit house means? Circuit house is a kind of guest house. So suppose he is on a construction site, and for that he has to remain in one of the guest house there, and that guest house is ill-equipped. That it means all the facilities are not there in that circuit house, or we can say in that guest house, but still Mahendra, he was able to adjust in that circuit house. Or it can be a makeshift canvas stand in the middle of a stone quarry, or if there is a canvas stand. So what canvas stand means? In this picture you all can see this is the canvas stand. Canvas is the fabric, the material, and this kind of tent is known as canvas stand. And what makeshift means? Makeshift means something that is temporary. So इस तरह के जो टेंट होते हैं वो temporary for तो कुछ ही टाइम के लिए लगाए जाते हैं. So if he is there in a canvas stand, that is temporary, and that tent in the middle of a stone quarry. So what is stone quarry means? It means a place where stone is dug out. Okay, so अगर वो construction site पे है and that construction site is a stone quarry, and obviously वहाँ पे कोई circuit house, guest house और hotel नहीं होंगे, इस तरह के टेंट वहाँ पे बना दिए जाते थे. So if he is there in such kind of tent, then also he was able to adjust there, right? But one asset he had was his cook, Iswaran. So this was the nature of this person, Mahendra. He was very flexible, he was very adjustable. Never ever he used to complain about the places, about the facilities. Every time he used to adjust in all the odd conditions, right? Now writer is saying that he was having one asset. So what asset means? Here asset means a valuable person. So Mahendra, he was having one valuable person along with him, and that person was his cook, and the name of this cook is Iswaran. So now we get to know who Iswaran is. So Iswaran, he was the cook of Mahendra. Clear? The cook was quite attached to Mahendra and followed him uncomplainingly wherever he was posted. So now this cook, the name of the cook we all know that is Iswaran. So this cook Iswaran, he was very much attached to Mahendra, right? And he used to follow him uncomplainingly wherever he was posted. So we have read in the chapter earlier that because of the job profile Mahendra, he used to travel a lot, right? For some time he is on one place, and and after few months he is on the other place. But this cook, that is Iswaran, he was very much attached to Mahendra, and wherever Mahendra was posted, this cook Iswaran, he used to follow with him, and that too uncomplainingly. Never ever this cook Iswaran, he used to complain that why he travels so much, why he travels so frequently, but without any complaint, he just used to follow Mahendra. He cooked for Mahendra, washed his clothes and chatted away with his master at night. So he was a cook, so obviously he cooked food for Mahendra, but apart from cooking, he used to do many other things for Mahendra. So first of all, he cooked for Mahendra, and he also washed his clothes, and he chatted away with his master at night, because obviously both Mahendra and Iswaran, they used to live alone, right? They were having no other company. So now Iswaran was the only company that Mahendra was having. So at night they both used to have a lot of talks. He could weave out endless stories and anecdotes on various subjects. Now Iswaran, he was having one quality, he was having one ability, and that was that Iswaran was able to weave out endless stories and anecdotes on various subjects. So what anecdote means? Anecdote means a short story, a short interesting story about a real person, or we can say about a real event. So this was the art, this was the ability, or we can say this was the quality of Iswaran, that he was able to say, to narrate endless story, or we can say anecdote, and that too on various subjects. Iswaran also had an amazing capacity to produce vegetables and cooking ingredients seemingly out of nowhere in the middle of a desolate landscape with no shops visible for miles around. And now the writer is presenting another capacity, another quality that Iswaran was having, because we have read one quality earlier, that he was having endless stories, right? And the second capacity, or we can say second quality that Iswaran was having, it was to produce vegetables and cooking ingredients. Ingredients means all the stuff, all the things that were needed to cook food. It may be spices or any other thing. So Iswaran, he was able to produce all the vegetables and all the cooking ingredients seemingly out of nowhere in the middle of a desolate landscape. Desolate means empty, with no shops visible for miles around. So what writer is trying to say? He means that suppose Mahendra is posted to a place that is desolate, that is entirely empty, and for so many miles there is not a single shop there, but still Iswaran, he was able to have the fresh vegetables and all the cooking ingredients to cook food. So this was another quality of Iswaran, and writer is saying that seemingly out of nowhere he was having all the vegetables and all the cooking ingredients. It means no one was having any idea कि Iswaran, you know, ये सारा सामान कहाँ से ला रहा था, कैसे मैनेज कर लेता था. But yes, he was having this ability, he was having this quality, that even in a you know, desolate landscape, or we can say even in an empty landscape, he was able to produce all the vegetables and cooking ingredients that were required to cook food. He would miraculously conjure up the most delicious dishes made with fresh vegetables within an hour of arriving at the zinc sheet shelter at the new workplace. So now writer is saying that Iswaran, he was able and very miraculously means in a very miracle way, he would conjure up, conjure means up, means gather up the most delicious dishes made with fresh vegetables within an hour of arriving at the zinc sheet shelter at the new workplace. So suppose now Mahendra, he is there to a new workplace, and in this new workplace he is not having any guest house or rest house, or we can say any hotel, but there is only one shelter, and that too this shelter is zinc sheet. Like in this picture you all can see, this is a single room and it is having this kind of sheet that is made with zinc. It means this kind of house was there, and Mahendra, he is there in that house. So Iswaran, Iswaran very miraculously, in a very miracle manner, he would gather all the delicious dishes made with fresh vegetable, and that too within 1 hour of arriving at that place. So you know, we can imagine that place. If there is no hotel, there is no guest house, only such shelters are there, it means वहाँ पे shops भी नहीं होंगी, right? But still Iswaran, he was able to make all the delicious dishes, okay, and with fresh vegetables and all the ingredients, and that too within an hour. So this was the smartness of Iswaran, or we can say this was the quality that Iswaran was having. Mahendra would be up early in the morning and leave for work after breakfast, carrying some prepared food with him. Now writer is presenting the routine of Mahendra. So writer is saying that Mahendra, he would be up early in the morning and then he would leave for work after breakfast, and along with him he would carry some prepared food, right, that was prepared by Iswaran. So he would do breakfast at home and he would carry his lunch with him. Meanwhile, Iswaran would tidy up the shed, wash the clothes and have a leisurely bath, pouring several buckets of water over his head, muttering a prayer all the while. Now Mahendra was at his work. So meanwhile Iswaran, he would tidy up the shed. First of all, he would tidy up all the things, then he would wash the clothes of Mahendra, then he would have a leisurely bath. Leisurely means in a very relaxed manner, or we can say without any hurry. So he would enjoy his relaxed bath, pouring several buckets of water over his head, and during the bath he would pour several buckets of water over his head, and all the while he used to mutter a prayer. Mutter means to speak in a very low voice. So this is something very common scene जो हम सब ने भी देखा है, that you know there are a lot many of people who mutter some kind of prayer while bathing. So Iswaran, he was also this kind of person. So during his bath he used to have several buckets of water over his head and he used to mutter a prayer during his bath. It would be lunchtime by then, and when he is finished with all the things, then it was the lunch time. So first of all he would have his lunch, and after eating he would read for a while before dozing off, and after lunch, after eating, he would read. So it was his habit to read books. So he enjoyed reading the books for some time before dozing off. Dozing off means sleeping off, and after reading the books he would enjoy his afternoon nap. So this was the routine followed by Iswaran. The book was usually some popular Tamil thriller running to hundreds of pages. Now all the books that were read by Iswaran, they were written in Tamil language, and they would Tamil thriller books running to hundreds of pages. Its imaginative descriptions and narrative flourishes would hold Iswaran in thrall. And now because they were thriller books, so जो narrative description होता था, that was very imaginative, and the narrative that was flourishes means very strong narrative. It would hold Iswaran in thrall. Thrall means being in someone's power. So when Iswaran, he was reading the thriller books, so he was having an impact, or we can say influence of that thrill over him, and that description, that narrative, it was having a power over Iswaran. His own description were greatly influenced by the Tamil authors that he read. So now earlier in this chapter we have read that Iswaran, he was having endless stories and he used to narrate his stories. So you know जो Iswaran का description होता था, that was greatly influenced by the Tamil authors that he read. So Iswaran, he used to have a lot of impact by all the Tamil writers that he used to read. So this was the reason his own description was greatly influenced by all those Tamil writers that he used to read. When he was narrating even a smallest of incidents, he would try to work in suspense and a surprise ending into the account. And now the narrator is saying that when Iswaran, if he was narrating even a smallest of incident, right, so at that time also he would try to work in suspense and a surprise. Why? Because he used to read all the thriller books. So always he used to try to make his description full with suspense and surprise, and pounding into the account. For example, instead of saying that he had come across an uprooted tree on the highway, he would say with eyebrows suitably arched and hands held out in a dramatic gesture. So now narrator is presenting one of the example that how this person Iswaran, he used to narrate a simplest smallest incident. So writer is saying that, for example, if there is one uprooted tree on the highway, like in this picture you can say this is a highway and one uprooted tree is there, right? So if this kind of scene is there, so instead of saying that he means Iswaran, he had come across an uprooted tree on the highway, he would say, so Iswaran किस तरह से इस description को बताया करता था, he would say with eyebrows suitably arched. So first of all he was having a perfect facial expression, and for that he was having eyebrows suitably arched. So eyebrows को भी वो बिल्कुल suitably इस तरह से arched manner में कर लेता था, and he was having his hands held out in a dramatic gesture. So full of suspense, full of thriller, full of surprise, वो अपने description को, अपने narrative को बना देता था with a perfect facial expression and with a perfect gestures. The road was deserted and I was all alone. So this was the description that Iswaran he was having. So he used to say with a perfect suitably arched eyebrows and his hands that were having a perfect gesture, he would say the road was deserted. Deserted means desolate, or we can say empty, and I was all alone on that road. Suddenly I spotted something that looked like an enormous bushy beast lying sprawled across the road, and then suddenly I saw something that looked like an enormous means something that is very huge, very big, bushy beast. So now Iswaran is regarding that tree as a bushy beast that is lying sprawled across the road. So sprawled means to cover a large area of land. So that was actually one uprooted tree that is on the highway. But now let's see the way of description that Iswaran was having. So he used to regard that tree as enormous bushy beast that was lying sprawled across the road. I was half inclined to turn and go back, and next he would say that he was so much frightened when he saw that bushy beast that he half inclined means likely to do something, to turn and go back. But as I came closer, I saw that it was a fallen tree with its dry branches spread out. Next he completed his narrative in this way that when he came closer, then he saw that, oh no, it was not a bushy beast but it was a fallen tree with its dry branches spread out. So this was the description presented by Iswaran. Mahendra would stretch himself back in his canvas chair and listen to Iswaran's tales uncritically. Now Mahendra, he would enjoy all the narration, all the description presented by Iswaran. So he would just stretch himself back in his canvas chair. So in this picture you all can say this is a canvas chair. So he was having this kind of chair with him. So he just stretched on this chair and then he used to listen to Iswaran's tales uncritically. Uncritically means without any judgment. So वो कोई भी judgment नहीं किया करता था that okay तुम इस तरह क्यों सुना रहे हो. He was having no question for Iswaran, but he just used to enjoy all the tales, all the narration, all the description presented by Iswaran. The place I come from is famous for timber, Iswaran would begin. And now narrator is presenting one more story that was told by Iswaran. So Iswaran अपने story को start कैसे करता था? So first of all he would say the place I come from is famous for timber. So what timber means? In this picture you all can see these huge big trees की जो wood होती हैं, they are regarded as timber. So he would say that the place I come from is very much famous for timber. There is a richly wooded forest all around. And why? Because there is a forest all around and that forest is richly wooded. The logs are hauled onto the lorries by elephants. अब वहाँ पे timber जो है वो यूज़ की जाती है, इस तरह की जो wood है वो कट की जाती है. So after that जो ये logs होते हैं इनको क्या किया जाता है? They are hauled means transported onto the lorries by elephants. Like in this picture students you all can see one elephant is there. one lorry is there, and this lorry is full with logs, and this is the elephant who is transporting all these logs into the lorries, because these logs, they are very heavy. So you know, elephants are used to transport the logs into the lorries. And next he would say they are huge well fed beasts. They means all the elephants that worked in these forests, so they are very huge and well fed beasts. So we all know that elephant, yes, they are very huge, they are very big, and they are well fed beasts. Okay. When they turn wild, even the most experienced mahout is not able to control them. Next he would say that when all these elephants, when they turn wild, then even the most experienced mahout is not able to control them. So who is mahout? Mahout is the person who takes care of elephant. So Iswaran, he would say that, you know, when these elephants, when they turn wild, then even the experienced mahout, they are not able to control the elephants. After this prologue, Iswaran would launch into an elaborate anecdote involving an elephant. So now writer is saying that after giving this prologue is an introduction. So first of all, Iswaran, he would start his story with some more other prologue, some more other introduction, and after that introduction, Iswaran, he would launch into an elaborate anecdote. Elaborate means very huge, very big. Anecdote is a story, and that story in which there is one elephant. So that anecdote involving one elephant, right? So this was the way of narration of Iswaran. This was the way of description that he used to have. Okay. So first of all, he would give one prologue, or we can say one kind of introduction, and after that he would start his elaborate anecdote. Clear? So this was Iswaran, the famous storyteller. Clear? So students, we will know about this story and about this person in the next video. We will continue the chapter. So see you in the next video. Thank you.